Ions are charged atoms. So if you haven't watched the video on the structure of an atom, stop for a moment, go take care of that, and then come back and watch this one. Because atoms that are charged are called ions, that suggests that we don't have an equal number of protons and electrons. Remember, if you had an equal number of protons and electrons, let's say we had 3 protons and 3 electrons, then our total charge was 0 because they canceled each other out. But if you don't have an equal number of protons and electrons, then you're going to have a charged atom. Now, it's good to remember that the protons are not the thing that's going to change here. Protons tell us the identity of an atom. So if I say something has 15 protons, we know that it is always the element with 15 protons, right? We don't have to question that. On the other hand, if I tell you something has 15 electrons, if I tell you that it's an atom, you can say, oh, that's neutral, so it also has 15 protons, and we know what that is. If I don't tell you it's an atom and you don't know that it's neutral, then you're going to need some more information in order to identify the atom. So the charge of an ion is going to come from taking your protons and subtracting your electrons. So it's pretty straightforward. If I had 4 protons and 2 electrons, then I would say 4 minus 2 equals, doesn't equal 0. Oh my goodness. My brain is tired. That equals 2. And let's draw a picture here to help. So we have 4 protons and we have 2 negatives. So these guys cancel out and I still have 2 pluses left over. So plus 2 is my charge, just like I predicted. Let's do some examples. How many electrons are present in calcium with a plus 2 charge? Well, if we go and look at our periodic table for calcium, you'll want to grab yours if you don't have it handy. Go ahead and stop the video and then come back when you're ready. We see that calcium has 20 protons because it's calcium. If it has a plus 2 charge, that tells me I have 2 more protons than I do electrons because all the other electrons would have been canceled out. Since that's the case, then I need to subtract 2 from this, and that tells me I'll have 18 electrons. We could also work it as the charge was plus 2, that was equal to 20 minus the number of electrons. Wait, that doesn't work. Protons minus electrons. Oh yes, it does. Sorry. Minus 20. This becomes 18, negative 18. This is negative electrons, and my negatives cancel, and so I have 18 equals my electrons. Great. Whew, algebra did not fail us. In our second example, which element contains 18 electrons and has a charge of negative 3? So I can't use electrons to figure out I can't assume that because it has 18 electrons it has 18 protons, because it tells me I've got a negative 3 charge. That tells me also I have 3 more electrons than protons. And if that's the case, then I must have 15 protons, which is phosphorus. Our last example, what is the charge on an ion of platinum which contains 72 electrons? Well, in this case, it's telling me I have platinum, and it's telling me I have 72 electrons. To figure out the charge, I need to know the number of protons. Since I know it's platinum, I can go to the periodic table and see that its atomic number is 78. So I've got 78 positive things, so my charge will equal 78 minus 72, which is plus 6.